Hi, my name is Johanna. I'm a personal development coach and an inner work guide, and I really support my clients in coming back to the truest version of themselves so that they are able to operate in life from a place that feels confident and grounded and open, allowing them to create relationships and design a lifestyle that they love. I found the Phoenix Path when I was on a journey and looking for a resource to become a really good coach. I had people saying, "Oh, you're already a coach. You're a great listener." And I knew that that wasn't it. That wasn't enough. And to me, that actually wasn't an acceptable skill level to be holding people in. And I had done my own work with coaches, relationship coach, a lot of attachment style work, and a little bit of inner child work. So I really wanted something that was going to teach me how to hold powerful space, how to actually facilitate transformation, how to know what that was. And when I read the Phoenix Path sales page, I saw all of that. I saw that it required me to go on the next level of my own journey, which felt super good as well. What I always say is I didn't really know what I was signing up for when I read this page. I just knew that it was for me. Before starting this program, I was definitely scared. I was feeling very lost at the time. I knew I wanted to leave marketing, but I wasn't exactly sure what the pivot was going to look like. And as someone who has previously highly identified with being an achiever, I didn't want to go do something I wasn't going to be good at. And so it was definitely an edge to have to not know all the theory and not know how to do the practices and have to go into it. But if I could go back to that version of myself who was making the decision, I would say, look, you're about to meet an incredible group of people, a very powerful group of people. You're about to be held by a coach who is fucking very good at what she does. Ultimately, what made me feel very confident in this container was Jessica's level of embodiment and devotion in her practice and her level and depth of training and experience. There were so many things I loved about this program. I honestly can't say enough good stuff to anyone that I interact with. The group of people that Jess cultivated together were all so committed to operating at a high level, to being willing to understand the theory, but also go into the practice, to push our own edges together, to be able to speak our truth when something was bringing up stuff for us, and be willing. Everyone was so willing to go through their own process on this journey. And I think the difference between very theory-based courses and the Phoenix Path is that this is going to be integrated through every level of your body, your emotional body, your physical body, and obviously on a mental level as well. You will come to understand this information. But that's what makes graduating from the program and entering into supporting clients so seamless, because you really have dove in deep within the container. Practicing with other students was something that I dreaded almost every time and then loved every single time. And so we got to spend many hours in our own somatic practice. And that's obviously healed so many things within me as well. No matter the level of work you've done on yourself going into this will also allow you to find deeper pockets and new levels of safety and self-worth and understanding. And whether you even ever apply these tools as a coach, it's going to give you a whole different lens to look at the world through. And it's a lens of softening and patience and compassion, but also a lens that you can serve others deeply with. Through this program, I was able to really just see my own process, big picture, and really start to connect the dots, do much deeper layers of inner child work, really come to see what my needs are, really come to find what my own medicine was and what I needed to practice. Also, a lot of healing between my masculine and my feminine energy, feeling so much safer now to be in my feminine, to operate in my feminine, to receive in my feminine, and that has been such a gift. I also think that this course has deepened my spiritual practice for sure. That support together has allowed me to surrender more and to trust more and to rely and feel safe to rely on something that's so much bigger than me, and to also be able to use that intelligence in my process helping clients as well, which has been quite magical. From a professional standpoint, as far as space holding goes, the way that I operate and can operate and hold space with clients or with people in my life has shifted drastically. Before, I was really in a solutions focused place. I wanted to give people advice and I could offer different perspective changes, or I could empathize with them, but it wasn't allowing their process to play out for itself, and it wasn't allowing them to deeply uncover what it is for them. Because the more our clients can obviously track it within themselves and feel it within themselves, the deeper the healing is going to be for them. So the Phoenix Path has given me tools that I lean on in every single session now with the work that I do, that really allow me to open to what's possible for the client before I was operating from my own narrow mindset of what I knew. And it's not about that, because the client also has so much of their own genius and so much of their own brilliance. And so with these tools, if I can have my set of tools and their genius, then it actually creates way more possibility. And of course, in my personal life, just the way I have conversations now is so much, there's deeper listening. It's less listening to respond and more listening to just be there for them and be able to be a presence, like actually present, and be able to bring compassion and offer that. And with the tools from this course and the way that I apply them in my life, I am able to expand my own capacity to hold space for others. So it's not this draining thing that I can only do so much of, obviously to my own capacity and to everyone's own boundaries, but it feels like it's just coming from this place of endless really ability to hold that, because it's not about me. It's just able to be through me, and that feels really good. And it really takes off the pressure of a coach to have these firework moments or this huge transformation in the first call. We really have to learn to work with the person in front of us to facilitate the transformation. And a note on Jessica herself. Not only is she incredible at teaching things in a systematic way that makes sense, she is also in such high integrity with what she brings into her containers. And how she teaches and her level of devotion to her own work is endlessly inspiring to me. When I connect with her now or see her on social media, I'm just really remembered of that high level of devotion to clients and devotion to the practice. And she sets a beautiful standard for how coaches need to be showing up for their clients and holding space in a way that's going to be safe and facilitate actual transformation. And so after working with her, I just see such a big contrast between the different levels of training or not training in coaches. And I really wish it was a requirement for everyone to have this level of education, but also this type of mentorship that really shows you the responsibility that it is to be holding people through these transformations. And so I just love love all of that in her, love her as a person. She has such a beautiful balance between being there, willing to go into the fire with you, and also having the softest, most nurturing, patient, and compassionate energy. And she really can hold it all. And she knows, when to push and when to open and when to soften. And yeah, just watching her coach in itself was very educational and also really supportive in how I facilitate as well. I love her to death. To me, this program is powerful for anyone that is in the transformation space, whether you are a mindset coach, a business coach, a finance coach, a relationship coach. This work, as much as it is very deep, it's also foundational, because if we're working with our clients and we're only trying to understand and work with them on an intellectual or mental level, we're not going to be able to deeply create change, because there's so much happening in the nervous system and in their subconscious that's going to be in conflict with these desired changes. So having these tools, whether you use them for 100% of the minutes of your coaching or just for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes on a call, is going to be such a gift to your clients and to the actual transformation that you are able to create. And if you are unsure, kind of on the fence, hopefully that can show you the power of these tools. And like I said, it's just really foundational, but also in a worst case scenario, you're going to go through your own journey in this program, and that alone will be worth your time and the investment, because it's going to just give you such a powerful lens for seeing yourself and seeing others and being able to show up in the way that you want to, and knowing what self-sabotage is and knowing how to move through it, and recognizing patterns within yourself and knowing how to move through it, and collecting so many tools to just support you in being a human and being able to expand in any different direction that you want to as you continue with life. So obviously 10 out of 10 worth it. Before starting this program, I was definitely scared. I was feeling very lost at the time. This felt like kind of a foreign space to me. And so it was definitely an edge to have to not know all the theory and not know how to do the practices and have to go into it. But if I could go back to that version of myself who was making the decision, I would say, look, you're about to meet an incredible group of people, a very powerful group of people. You're about to be held by a coach who is fucking very good at what she does. And it's just going to shift, like, your being, and how I be as a human now is different. And I think because of what I've learned and uncovered and the tools life is just more easeful because I'm taking care of my nervous system, of course, but also just feeling so much more safe to exist. And when we feel safe to exist, we are really powerful and we can create quite quickly and confidently, and we start to really connect to the people that we want to connect with. So that's what I would tell myself prior to this program is on the way, and I'm sure that would get me clicking the submission button.